Hi, I'm Julio.
And I'm the AI that will make this story even more unpredictable.
Here's how it works. I write the first 4 chapters full of mystery, clues, and twists.
And then I step in to write the final chapter.
But here's the challenge. Can you guess the ending the AI will create before it's revealed?
I doubt you can. My endings always have a hidden surprise.
So, join us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the idea and share in the comments how you think this story should end. Will your theory beat the AI's twist?
I feel the chill first. The vent above my desk kicks on with a mechanical gasp, just as my cursor hovers over the export button. 2147 glows in the corner of my monitor. I'm alone on the 27th floor. Just me and the ambient hum of fluorescent lights. Outside, the L train scridges along its track, a metallic zipper slicing through downtown Chicago. Final reconciliation, I whisper to myself, clicking export on the AP9820 recon batch. The files populate my screen. 3 separate vendor PDFs. Midwest Janitorial, Lakeshore Supplies, Windy City Services. Something catches my eye. A pattern in the compression artifacts at the bottom corner of each document. Identical micropoints forming a grid. I squint, leaning closer. Same noise pattern. 3 different vendors. That's statistically impossible. My stomach tightens as the ERP alert window pops up. Inactive vendor reactivated. By NAL Verez. But I didn't do that. I pull up the activity log, my fingers suddenly cold against the keyboard. 6 minutes ago, my credentials executed a bank account change. The new routing numbers all end in 900. The billing addresses change names but maintain the same suite. Suite 900. Across 3 separate buildings, a mechanical whir breaks the silence. The check printer wakes unprompted, spitting out 2 checkbooks. I snatch one, scanning the digital signature line. Instead of our CFO's name, approver. Clean sweep. Something falls from the paper tray, a brown envelope secured with an elastic band. I slide my finger under the flap. Inside, a post-it note with my manager's familiar scrawl. Good review, Nye, and a flash drive labeled vendset/PO_city. Heart pounding, I return to the reconciliation spreadsheet. Selecting cells randomly, I discover hidden white text on white background. A column of City Hall purchase order numbers. Reading just the final digits forms a pattern. The L train stations in sequence. Washington/Wells to Clark/Lake to Merchandise Mart. My team's notification chimes. A channel I've never seen before appears. AP Sweep, View Only. A message marked Only You flashes. Thank you for keeping the trail clean. Please complete reconciliation before collection 2215. The corridor bell rings, startling me. I swivel toward the sound of approaching footsteps. A man in an immaculate black coat stands in the doorway. I'm here for the package from the 9th batch. His voice is pleasant, professional. Waiting. I clutch the flash drive, suddenly aware of the pattern. 9. Always 9. The routing numbers, the suite numbers, the batch. And with cold certainty, I realize someone has positioned me precisely here, expecting me to press reconcile without asking questions. My finger hovers over the keyboard as the man waits, smiling. I think you have the wrong floor. My voice doesn't sound like my own. Steadier than I feel. The man's smile tightens. I have the correct floor. 27. Accounts payable. Naomi Alvarez. He extends his hand. The package from batch 9, please. My phone vibrates in my pocket. A text from an unknown number. Complete reconciliation. Hand over flash drive. Standard procedure. Standard procedure? In 3 years at this company, I've never seen this man. I need to verify something first. I turn back to my computer, minimizing the message. His footsteps approach. Miss Alvarez, we're on a schedule. 2215 pickup. It's in the protocol. Protocol that I've never heard of. I open the vendor files again, this time looking more carefully. The micropoint patterns. Under extreme zoom, they're not random noise. They're data. Microscopic QR codes embedded in official documentation. I plug in the flash drive, holding my breath. It auto-launches, displaying a folder structure labeled city_projects_reconciliation. Inside, hundreds of spreadsheets, vendor contracts, and a program called cleansweep.exe. Miss Alvarez, his voice hardens. We have 4 other pickups tonight. I click on a random spreadsheet. Payment schedules for janitorial services across 17 city buildings. The amounts match our records, but each contains a 10% overflow marked Maintenance Contingency. The contingency payments all route to accounts ending in 900. Your manager approved this months ago, the man says, reading over my shoulder. All above board. I click another file, same pattern, and another, 10% skimmed from every city contract, hidden in plain sight as contingency fees. Who's we? I ask, stalling. He steps back. I'm just the courier. Like you're just the reconciliation specialist. My phone vibrates again. A different unknown number. Do not complete. Evidence collection in progress. Maintain position. The man checks his watch. 2207. We need to move, Miss Alvarez. I notice his ID badge. City Hall logo, but the department is obscured by his coat. Who do you work for? I ask. Same as you. His smile returns. Practiced. Chicago's finest building services management team. My mind races. The routing numbers, the suite number, the train stations. I pull up the city map on my second screen, plotting the addresses from the vendor documents. They form a triangle around City Hall. This money isn't going to maintenance, I say quietly. His expression doesn't change. Complete the reconciliation, Miss Alvarez. It's been happening for years. Why do you think you're always scheduled alone on the 9820 batch nights? The elevator dings down the hall. Footsteps. Multiple people. The man's smile vanishes. He reaches inside his coat. My phone vibrates continuously now. Same unknown number. Federal agents approaching. Stay at your desk. I open the check printer tray, pretending to look for more envelopes. Hidden underneath the paper supply, a small black notebook. Inside, handwritten dates, batch numbers, and amounts. In my manager's handwriting, and beside each entry, initials.
City officials. The courier moves suddenly, grabbing the flash drive. You weren't supposed to look at the files, he hisses. Just reconcile and hand over. That's the deal your manager made. The footsteps grow louder. He yanks the notebook from my hand. 2210. We're leaving. He pulls something else from his coat. A building security badge. With my photo. What is this? I ask, my voice barely audible. Your way out. When they come through that door, you'll be Elise Morton from payroll, just visiting. You'll come with me. Now. The elevator dings again. Closer. My computer chimes. The reconciliation program has completed its run. Ready for final approval. Press enter, he demands. Clean the trail like always and walk away. I see it now. The entire system. For years, I've been the unwitting final step in laundering city funds. My reconciliations, my credentials, making everything look legitimate. The approaching footsteps stop. Voices just outside the door. The man holds out the fake ID. Last chance. My finger hovers over the enter key. Complete the reconciliation like always, or let everything crash down. The door handle turns. I slam my hand on the keyboard's escape key. Cancel the reconciliation. The door bursts open. 3 people in dark suits enter. 2 men, 1 woman. The woman speaks first. FBI. Hands where we can see them. The courier lunges for my keyboard. She's done this 100 times. Check her logs. 1 agent restrains him, while another secures the flash drive. The woman approaches me. Naomi Alvarez? I'm Special Agent Rivera. We need to talk. My mind spins through every month-end reconciliation I've completed. Every time I stayed late. Every special project assigned only to me. I didn't know, I whisper. I just run the numbers. Agent Rivera's expression remains neutral. We're aware. That's why you're not in handcuffs. She gestures to my screen. Show me what you found tonight. With trembling fingers, I display the vendor files, the hidden QR codes, the routing numbers. How long have you been running batch 9820? She asks. 3 years. Since I started. The reality crashes over me. Every month. Always alone. The courier struggles against the agent holding him. She's lying. She's part of it. Rivera ignores him. Miss Alvarez, we need access to your systems. The operation you've stumbled into involves millions in misappropriated city funds. Check the train stations, I blurt out. The purchase order numbers. They map to L stations. Rivera exchanges glances with the other agents. The drop points. Just as we suspected. My phone vibrates again. I show Rivera the messages. That's not us, she says, face darkening. Someone else knows we're here. A text arrives. Back door clear. 30 seconds. It's from my manager's number. They're extracting someone, I realize aloud. Rivera barks orders. 1 agent rushes out while the other secures the courier. Who else is working tonight? She demands. No one. I'm always alone on these nights. But a memory surfaces.
My manager's voice. Just focus on your reconciliations, Nai. The 9th floor handles the rest. 9th floor, I say. There's something on the 9th floor. Rivera pulls out her phone. Team 2, check floor 9, possible evidence location. The courier laughs. You're too late. Clean sweep activates at 22:15. The computer clock reads 22:14. I frantically search the program files. There's an executable on the flash drive, cleansweep.exe. I think it's set to auto-run. Server room, Rivera commands. Now, we rush down the hallway to the server room. The door is ajar, the lock broken. Inside, a laptop connects to our main server bank, a progress bar nearing completion. Data wipe in progress, I explain. They're erasing everything. Rivera pulls the connections, but the laptop is locked. Can you stop it? 3 years in accounting, but my degree was in computer science. I examine the program. It's targeting specific file paths, the 9 series batch folders. I open command prompt, typing rapidly. I can redirect the deletion path, make it think it succeeded. The courier appears in the doorway, somehow free, blood trickling from his temple. You have no idea what you're interfering with, Naomi. Step back. Rivera aims her weapon. He smiles that practiced smile. This isn't just about money. Ask yourself why only city contracts? Why the 9th floor? You're stumbling around the edges of something much bigger. A deafening alarm blares throughout the building. Emergency lights pulse red. Fire alarm, I shout over the noise. They're forcing an evacuation. Rivera's phone rings. What? When? Her face pales. Lock down the building. No one leaves. What happened? I ask. 2 officers down on the 9th floor. The entire floor is empty, cleaned out. Recently, the courier laughs again. You think this is just some embezzlement scheme? The money is just maintenance, the necessary grease. I stare at him. Grease for what? His eyes gleam in the pulsing red light. For the machine that runs Chicago, the real power. The alarm stops abruptly. Then all the lights go out. Complete darkness. Rivera's flashlight clicks on. The courier is gone. Emergency lights sputter to life as distant voices echo down the stairwell. Evacuation in progress. We need to get to the 9th floor, I say. Now, before they're all gone. Too dangerous, Rivera responds. We secure you first. My computer dings from my desk. A message from the hidden Teams channel. Reconciliation incomplete. Protocol failure. Contingency activated. Another ding. A calendar invite appears on my screen. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Subject, exit interview. They're going to eliminate me, I whisper. Clean sweep. We can protect you, Rivera insists. I shake my head, pointing to my screen. Look at the meeting location. The calendar invite shows a room number. Suite 900. Rivera's phone rings again. She listens, her expression grim. The 9th floor was a staging area. Empty now. But they found something. She looks at me. City planning documents. Construction permits. All for the same address. Let me guess, I say. Suite 900? She nods. How did you know? My stomach knots as the pieces align. Because whatever they're doing, it's happening there tomorrow. The building lights flicker back on. My computer screen flashes with a new alert. The reconciliation program has restarted on its own. A countdown appears. 9 hours until auto-finalize. They're still in the system, I realize. Watching. Waiting. Rivera pulls me toward the exit. We're leaving, now. As we rush toward the stairwell, I glance back at my desk. The screen changes. A single message appears. See you tomorrow, Naomi. 9th floor. Don't be late. FBI safe houses aren't like in the movies. This one is a modest hotel room with stiff sheets and a view of a parking garage. Agent Rivera sits across from me, her laptop open between us. Run it again, she says. From the beginning. I've been repeating the sequence for hours. The micro points in the PDFs, the routing numbers, the L train station sequence, the 9th floor connection. There's a pattern we're missing, I say, rubbing my eyes. The digital clock reads 3:17 a.m. 6 hours until my exit interview. Rivera shows me a document. City contracts, past 5 years, all managed through your company, all with the same structure. I scan the numbers. 10% contingency fees on every contract, but redirected through shell companies. Shell companies all registered to the same address? Rivera confirms. Different suite numbers, but the same building. My pulse quickens. The L train stops. The 3 stations in the sequence. Where's the building? Rivera pulls up a map, places a marker. Here, Merchandise Mart. The final station in your sequence. I lean forward. That's where all the money goes? Not exactly. She clicks through property records. The building is owned by a holding company. Guess who owns the holding company? The pieces click. The city. Technically, the Chicago Infrastructure Development Authority, a public-private partnership. Very convenient for moving funds around without oversight. I think back to the vendor files. So the city is paying itself? That doesn't make sense. Rivera closes her laptop. Unless the money isn't the point. What if the financial transactions are just cover for something else? My mind races to the flash drive. The program, Clean Sweep. It wasn't just deleting files. It was covering tracks of another operation. And tomorrow at 9 a.m., something happens at Suite 900. Rivera stands. We need to be there. They're expecting me, I say, alone. You're not going anywhere near that building. She checks her weapon. My team will handle this. My phone vibrates. Another text from my manager. Car service confirmed for 8:30 a.m. Black SUV. Don't disappoint. I show Rivera. They're sending a car for me. They expect me to come quietly.
Perfect opportunity for us to insert an agent, she says. No, I stand up. They'll recognize an agent immediately. I need to go. Rivera shakes her head. Too dangerous. We'll put you in witness protection until what? Until they find another accounting drone to replace me? To keep their system running? I pace the small room. Whatever's happening has been in motion for years. Tomorrow is just one more step. All the more reason to keep you safe, Rivera argues. My laptop chimes. The hotel's Wi-Fi isn't secure, but I've been monitoring my work email. A new message from Human Resources. Exit paperwork attached. I open the attachment. Standard termination forms, but embedded in the footer. GPS coordinates. Look at this, I tell Rivera. They're not even hiding it anymore. She checks the coordinates. Her face pales. That's not the Merchandise Mart. That's City Hall. The realization hits me. Suite 900. It's in City Hall. Impossible, Rivera says. I know every room in that building. There is no Suite 900. I pull up the building plans from my company's maintenance records. There wouldn't be on official plans. But look here, I point to a section between the 8th and 10th floors. Maintenance access only. No regular elevator stops. A hidden floor? Rivera sounds skeptical. Not hidden. Restricted. For infrastructure, supposedly. I scroll through more records. But our company has been renovating it for years. Continuous contracts for essential upgrades. Rivera makes a call. I need everything we have on Chicago City Hall, floor 9, and I need it now. While she talks, I check the forms again. Something about the terminology nags at me. I search my company email for exit interview. 5 results. All former employees. All from my department. All handled their final batch reconciliation alone. All terminated within 1 day of completing batch 9820. None ever heard from again. Rivera, I interrupt her call. Check missing persons. 5 names. I list my former colleagues. 20 minutes later, her face confirms my fears. All 5 missing, she says quietly. No bodies, no traces. I'm next, I whisper. But why? What happens on the 9th floor? Rivera's phone rings. She listens intently, then ends the call. Building permits, she says, for City Hall's 9th floor, officially for HVAC and electrical upgrades. But the material list includes items flagged by Homeland Security. Server equipment, surveillance systems, and something called Civic Oversight Module. A monitoring system? I guess. More than that, the power consumption is off the charts. Whatever they're building there, a notification on my laptop interrupts her. The reconciliation program has completed its auto-finalize. Batch 9820 officially closed. A new message appears in the Hidden Teams channel. Reconciliation complete. Final phase authorized. All access points secured for tomorrow's activation. Rivera and I exchange glances. Tomorrow isn't an exit interview, I realize. It's an activation. Whatever they've built, it goes live at 9 a.m. And they need you there, Rivera says. Why? The answer hits me like a physical blow. Because I'm the final verification. My credentials, my biometrics. The system is keyed to the person who reconciles the accounts. For what purpose? Rivera demands. I remember the courier's words.
The machine that runs Chicago. The real power. Control, I whisper. They've built a control system. For what, I don't know. But it needs my authentication to activate. Rivera makes another call, this one more urgent. Orders for a full tactical team. My phone vibrates with a final message. Car arriving at 8:30 a.m. Dress professionally, bring ID badge. Special recognition ceremony for your dedicated service. The digital clock flips to 4 a.m. 5 hours until activation. Rivera ends her call, her expression grim. Tactical team denied. Orders from above. We're told to stand down. What? Why? Someone with authority doesn't want us anywhere near City Hall tomorrow. She holsters her weapon, which means we're on our own. The implications settle heavily between us. The conspiracy reaches higher than we imagined. So what now? I ask. Rivera gathers her equipment. Now we find out what happens on the 9th floor, before 9 a.m. How? You just said. I said tactical team was denied. She checks her spare magazine. I didn't say we weren't going. My laptop chimes one final time. A video file arrives via email. Security footage. The 9th floor of City Hall. A massive room filled with servers and monitoring equipment. In the center, a single terminal with a fingerprint reader and retinal scanner. And behind it all, a wall of screens showing live feeds from across the city. Traffic systems, power grids, water management, police dispatch. The camera pans to reveal my manager standing beside a figure whose face remains in shadow. Tomorrow, my manager says to the figure, you'll have what you wanted. Complete control. The shadowy figure steps forward, almost into view. Then the video cuts to black.
The clock on the hotel room wall ticks softly, its rhythm a constant reminder that time is slipping away. Agent Rivera is pacing, her face a mask of concentration. I sit at the small table, laptop open, replaying the footage in my mind. The shadowy figure beside my manager, the words "complete control" echoing in my ears. "Naomi, we need a plan," Rivera says, her voice steady but urgent. "We can't let them go through with this. Whatever they're doing on that 9th floor is bigger than we thought." I nod, adrenaline coursing through me. We're running out of time. If we can get there before the activation, maybe we can stop them. Rivera's phone buzzes incessantly. She glances at it, her expression hardening. No more waiting. We go now. Now? My heart races. What if they're already there? "Then we catch them in the act," she replies, determination hardening her resolve. "We can't afford to wait for backup that may never come." I grab my coat, heart pounding as we head out. The hotel door clicks shut behind us, sealing away the safety of the room. We're plunging into the unknown. A world where trust is a luxury I can no longer afford. The streets of Chicago are eerily quiet at this hour, the usual hum of city life replaced by a tense stillness. Rivera drives, her expression focused on the road ahead. I steal glances at her, wondering if she's as terrified as I am. "Do you think we're walking into a trap?" I ask, breaking the silence. "Possibly," she admits. "But we have to try. If your manager is involved, then we need to know the extent of this operation." A knot forms in my stomach. The thought of betrayal from someone I trusted feels like a weight pressing down on me. What if he's just a pawn, too? "Then we expose the entire network," Rivera says, her voice firm. We pull up to City Hall, the looming structure casting shadows even in the dim streetlights. My breath catches as I step out of the car, the enormity of what we're about to do hitting me. This is it. The 9th floor holds the answers we desperately need. We enter through a side door, using the access card Rivera managed to secure. The air inside is cold, sterile, and quiet. I can feel the weight of the building pressing down on me, as if its walls are closing in. "Stay close," Rivera whispers, her eyes scanning the dimly lit corridor. We move quickly, my footsteps echoing in the silence. I can't shake the feeling that we're being watched, that eyes are tracking our every move, but we press on, adrenaline propelling us toward the stairwell leading to the 9th floor. The door creaks open, and we step into the stairwell. Rivera flips on a small flashlight, illuminating the narrow staircase. We'll take the stairs, less chance of being detected. As we ascend, the air grows heavier, thick with anticipation. Each step feels like it could lead to our doom or our salvation. Finally, we reach the 9th floor door, marked "Authorized personnel only." Rivera looks at me, her expression resolute. Ready? I nod, though my heart races. She pushes the door open, revealing a large, dimly lit room filled with servers and screens, the hum of machinery echoing off the walls. My stomach twists at the sight. This is it. This is where it all happens. The room is empty, but the tension is palpable. Rivera scans the space, her eyes darting to the screens that flicker to life, displaying various feeds from across the city. Traffic, utilities, police dispatch. Look! I point to the central terminal, a sleek device with a fingerprint reader and retinal scanner. That's where they control everything. Rivera approaches, her expression intense. We need to get access. If we can gather enough evidence, we can expose this entire operation. As she investigates the terminal, I glance around the room, feeling a strange sense of déjà vu. My mind races back to the video footage, the shadowy figure, the words that promised complete control. What if it's a monitoring system? I suggest.
Piecing together the clues. They're not just managing funds, they're watching everything. Exactly, Rivera replies, still focused on the terminal. If we can get in, we can find out how deep this goes. Suddenly, the door swings open, and a figure steps inside. A man in a crisp suit, hair slicked back. My heart drops as I recognize him. It's my manager. Naomi, he says, a smirk spreading across his face. I was wondering when you'd show up. Why are you doing this? My voice is shaky, but I stand my ground. What is all of this? He chuckles, a cold, mocking sound. You really don't understand, do you? It's not just about the money, it's about control. Chicago runs on chaos, and we're the ones who keep it in check. Rivera steps forward, her weapon drawn. You're under arrest. My manager raises his hands, feigning innocence. Oh, please, Agent Rivera. You think you can just waltz in here and disrupt years of planning? This city needs order, and we provide it, whether people like it or not. By stealing from the city? I challenge, my voice stronger now. By manipulating the system? He shrugs. You've been a useful tool, Naomi, but now you know too much. We can't have you exposing us. A chilling realization dawns on me. You planned this from the beginning. You set me up to take the fall. Smart girl, he says, his tone dripping with condescension. And now you'll be the one to clean up the mess. Not if I can help it, Rivera snaps, her grip tightening on her weapon. Before she can react, alarms blare throughout the building, red lights flashing. What did you do? I shout. Just a little insurance, my manager smirks. You see, the moment you entered this floor, everything was set into motion. Clean sweep is about to activate, and you're both going to be caught in the crossfire. Clean sweep, I echo, horror dawning. What are you talking about? He steps closer, eyes glinting with malice. It's a system designed to erase anyone who poses a threat. And you've both become a liability. The ground shakes as a loud explosion rocks the building. Rivera and I exchange panicked glances. Get to the terminal, Rivera shouts. We have to stop the activation. I rush to the terminal, my fingers flying over the keys as I try to access the system. The screens flicker, displaying error messages as the alarm blares louder. I can't get in, I yell, panic rising in my chest. Focus, Rivera urges, glancing back at my manager, who is now trying to find a way to escape. You have to override the system. If we don't stop it, we won't make it out alive. I take a deep breath, forcing myself to concentrate. I remember the training I received in college, the coding classes, the late nights spent learning. I start typing, trying to remember everything I know about server commands and security protocols. Suddenly, a thought strikes me. What if I can redirect the clean sweep parameters? Make it think it succeeded while keeping the files intact? Do it, Rivera shouts, her voice cutting through the chaos. I type furiously, sweat dripping down my forehead. The ground shakes again, and I can hear the sound of footsteps approaching. They're coming for us. Almost there, I shout, adrenaline coursing through my veins. Just as I hit the final key, a figure bursts through the door. My manager, now frantic. "No, you can't do this!" "I just did," I reply, a surge of triumph flooding through me. The screens around us flicker, and the alarm suddenly stops, replaced by a calm voice. Clean sweep activation complete. No threats detected. The tension in the room shifts. For a moment, I can feel the weight of my manager's gaze, the realization that he just lost. You can't do this," he mutters, panic creeping into his voice. "You don't understand what you've done." "I understand perfectly," I say, my voice steady now. The door slams open again, and agents flood into the room, weapons drawn. Rivera steps back, her expression a mix of fear and relief. "This is it," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "We did it." The agents swarm around my manager, who stands frozen, shock painted across his face. I watch as they secure him, realizing that we finally brought this dark web of deceit to light. As the agents pull him away, he turns back to me, anger boiling beneath the surface. "You'll regret this, Naomi. You have no idea what you've unleashed." I take a deep breath, feeling the weight lift off my shoulders. I think I finally do. With a final glance at the chaos unfolding around me, I turn to Rivera, who's watching me with a hint of admiration. "We did it," I say, disbelief mingling with relief. "Yes, we did." She smiles, the tension easing from her shoulders. "But this isn't over. Not yet." I nod, knowing the battle may be won, but the war has just begun. The city is still rife with corruption, and now it's time to clean up the mess. The real work starts here, and I'm ready for it. Together, we step into the light, determined to face whatever comes next.